Now, AT&T and Time Warner want to do a corporate merger and what would end up being a massive consolidation of media companies. Now, anybody who's watched this show knows that I'm not in favor of media consolidation. So the fact that the Trump Justice Department is actually considering blocking the merger, that's a very good thing. And if they do end up blocking the merger, wonderful. I will give them a lot of credit. But like all the decisions made in the Trump administration, there's a little bit more behind it than just standing behind, oh, no, we don't want media consolidation. No, we want choice and competition. Now, this is according to the New York Times, who wrote about this. Quote, the Justice Department has recently told AT&T and Time Warner to either sell off CNN's parent company or DirecTV as a condition of approving their proposed merger. According to the report, the Justice Department wants Time Warner to sell off all of Turner Broadcasting, a subsidiary that holds CNN and other networks like TBS and TNT. As an alternative, the regulators also proposed that AT&T sell DirecTV, which it bought in 2015 for about $48 billion. Now, the Financial Times had first made a report that the Justice Department wants Time Warner to spin off CNN. Now, again, I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, great. Actually, let's go further. Let's actually break up some of these companies, these media conglomerates. Again, I actually do want choice and I actually do want competition. And it would be great if we could get rid of the money in politics, because a lot of that money ends up going into media. Media has a bias. It is not a conservative bias, not a liberal bias. It's actually an establishment bias, which of course favors people in power. So I would like to take that bias away and actually get people back to reporting straight news. But anyway, that's what I believe. Now, of course, part of that would be breaking up these companies that own ABC, NBC, CNN, as well as Sinclair Broadcasting, which is a far-right network, Clear Channel, which bought up a lot of radio right after Clinton deregulated media, and of course, the owner of Fox News Corp, which was owned by Rupert Murdoch. Now, the reason I want to do that is because, again, the media consolidation actually tends to hurt American discourse. It crushes independent media, of course. And again, it only gives you certain numbers of pre-approved viewpoints, which isn't representative of the viewpoints in this country. So, now, with all that context, let me tell you what happened. Now we go to the Hill. Now, the parties had offered, apparently, to divest CNN and the DOJ Antitrust Division had flatly rejected their offer, according to Justice Department officials, talking to the Hill. So that's interesting, right? Oh, no, we'll divest CNN if you allow us to do this merger. And the DOJ says, okay, no, not having it. But now if you go and ask CNN, then, or the owner of AT&T, this is Randall Stevenson, who said in a statement that he was not entertaining the idea of selling CNN at all. So he's got a different story than the DOJ. He said, until now, we've never commented on our discussions with the DOJ, but given their statement this afternoon, it's important to set the record straight. Throughout this process, I have never offered to sell CNN, and I have no intention to do so. Okay, so, that's weird. That's very strange. Who do you believe in this situation? Because I have a hard time believing either the Trump Department of Justice or a corporation that actually wants to go through with this media consolidation merger. I don't know. This is a difficult one. Now, according to the New York Times, the Justice Department also proposed that AT&T sell off DirecTV, as I mentioned, as an alternative way to approval for the deal. Now, look, if they were to do that, if they were to either sell off CNN or DirecTV and not get any bigger and not consolidate more, wonderful. I would be actually fine from that, because I don't want these companies getting that big. We already have 6 media companies that own 90% of what we see on television. That's insane. That's insane. Now we go to Wall Street Journal, right? Wall Street Journal reported last week Justice Department was weighing a lawsuit in order to block the deal. The newspaper, citing anonymous sources, reported that regulators in the companies were not even close to any sort of agreement. Now, the department could approve the $85 billion merger with certain conditions if it decides not to file a lawsuit. The newspaper noted, adding that its sources say the agency could go either way at this point. Look, again, if Trump stops the merger, wonderful. I will give him lots and lots of credit. However, I have a couple of questions here because, again, Trump really doesn't do anything unless it benefits himself. And look, the other thing is, why would the Department of Justice actually go to stop a merger? I thought Republicans love corporate mergers. I mean, hey, man, this is all part of the free market. If you want to merge, go ahead and merge and make a monopoly super, whatever, super corporation, right? It's free market, baby, free market. So now why are they seeming to take a principled stand against media consolidation? Look at who's involved. Again, these mergers normally, in this article, they point out that horizontal mergers or vertical mergers like this tend to be very uncontroversial. They tend to go through very, very easily. In fact, within the last 10 years, no mergers of this size have been blocked. But again, look at who's involved. CNN. Oops. Now, remember on the campaign trail, President Trump had actually vowed to block this deal. Why? It's because CNN is mean to him. They're mean to him, and he calls them fake news. In fact, earlier this year, New York Times, citing an administration official, reported how the White House was exploring how to use this deal as leverage over CNN. There's where the motivation comes out. Oh, if I can block and use, try to insert myself into this deal, my administration, because I hold the power here, in order to extract some sort of concessions from CNN, maybe soften their language, maybe get them to stop attacking me, well, then I'm going to use it. I'm going to hold this as leverage against this corporation that was so mean to me that hurt my feelings. That's Trump in a nutshell. So look, here's the thing, right? I don't like this merger. You know that. I don't want it to go through. But I also can't ignore the idea that Trump is only using his Justice Department in order to threaten the deal, in order to benefit him, to get CNN to stop being as critical to him as they have been. I want to say that I don't care about his motivation if he does the right thing. But at the same time, it does kind of matter, I think, in this case. And I can't stop thinking about about his motivation. This might be a case of him, if he decides the merger doesn't go through, of him doing the right thing for a completely wrong and selfish reason. At the end of the day, he still did the right thing. But there's always that aside, because it benefited him somehow. If you want to understand Trump, you have to understand that he doesn't do anything unless it personally benefits Trump. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.